So this is a film about using the polishing machine, and this is the next stage from filing, and you can get a really fine finish to your piece of jewellery. Again, we're going to use the little copper strips, but the polishing machine is made up of a electric motor in a box, and each side of the electric motor is a little graduated spindle, and the mops fit on the spindles. Now the mops are made from discs of calico, and some are sort of finely woven calico, or some are coarse calico but they're stitched, so it gives you a really sharp and a really strong mop, and we use the mops to polish the metal. So in themselves the mops won't during the polishing process, so we use a compound that we put onto the mops, and they have the abrasive material within them. So just like the files and the emery sticks, we can start off with the coarse, and the coarse compound, then this is called Tripoli, and it's quite gritty. And then the next one down is high fin, and it's a bit finer, and they come in big blocks, and over the years they've got worn down, but they last a very long time. And then the final stage is rouge, and the rouge block is quite smooth, but it has particles of abrasive particles within the block. So the alternate mops for doing flat surfaces and various shapes are these felt mops, and these are made from compressed felt, and they're great for doing flat surfaces or edges or wire. And then again, you apply the compound to the mop, and that does the work. And these are bristle brushes, and they're little plastic bristles. You apply the compound on again, but it gets into all the fine detail. It can get into corners, and it's great for highlighting very sort of complex pieces. And this final one is a felt finger mop, it's called, and it's for doing inside of rings, and it fits on the spindles, and you can do a ring quite easily. Okay, so we'll start off with the coarse compound, and we've got specific mops that fit with each compound. So if we use the coarse on the fine rouge mops, then it would contaminate them and they would become coarse mops then. So it's a good practice to use separate mops for each compound. Okay, and the mops simply screw into onto the spindle, and you don't need to screw them on tightly, because as soon as the motor starts, it twists them in onto the spindle, and then we'll put the high fin, which is the medium one, on the other side, and we'll do that. We've got 3 different bits of metal, because normally what we would do is after each polishing, and you would move down to the finer compounds, then you would clean your metal and wash your hands, so you're not contaminating the mops. And then as you work your way along, it comes to a nice bright finish. We're ready to polish. We've got selected our mop, and we're going to use the coarse compound, which is the Tripoli and the Tripoli mop. We've got lights fitted in our polishing machine. We've got an extractor, and that's an important thing because it just takes the air away. You tend to get concentrate and you get quite close to the mops. It does give off a fine dust, so it's a good idea to keep the extractor on, and then we switch the motor on. I've also put the goggles on because little pieces of if you're polishing little pieces and they get caught, they sometimes get thrown out, and we don't want them to go in your eyes. And because it's going quite fast, they can come out quite quickly. Okay, so we're about to put the extractor on, which is quite noisy, and then put the motor on. So the compound, we're just going to apply a little bit, always at the bottom of the mop, because the mop is going that way and the top is coming that way. So always hold it so that you can, if it catches, you can let go of it. And only hold it on for a few seconds, but keep trying to change direction, and it very quickly you get a nice, almost polished surface. Okay, so that was just a quick demonstration, but with all the different grades of the mops and the compounds, it's virtually the same. And the key to this is to always work at the bottom, be prepared to let go of the piece, because if it catches, and wear your goggles and put the extractor on, because it's not a nice environment to be in, but it is safe if you are careful.